Hello there, I'm Bob Freeman. Welcome back to the Occult Detective. Today I thought I would tackle a book tag. This one is called If I Owned a Bookstore, and it was created by Robert G., reader of books. I saw Steve Donahue and MJ both address this one, and yeah, it seemed like a lot of fun. I do love bookstores. I worked for Walden Books for several years. It's where I met my wife. I was the manager of a Books a Million. And currently, my wife, son, and I are helping run a used bookstore in rural Indiana. We also have an online store called Attic Pages. You can find us at atticpages.com. But having an online bookstore is not the same as having a brick and mortar, and I love a brick and mortar. So if I fell into a vat of money, what would I do? I'd open a bookstore. So the first question in the tag is, what are the hours of operation? So in an ideal world, it would be open 24 hours a day. But is that really practical? Let's make it we're open from 9 to 9. How's that? Nice 12-hour shift. But we are available by appointment for those that want to come in after midnight, during the witching hour, perhaps. So the second question is there ambient music? So at the bookstore we run in Swayze, we play music all day, usually light classic rock, because that's our clients seem to like that sort of thing. They comment frequently about how much they enjoy hearing Fleetwood Mac, Eagles, that sort of thing. Tom Petty. Um, so it's enjoyable. It makes the day go by better. Now, in my own bookstore, um, I would do things a little different. I would play things a little more literary. I would play a lot of soundtracks, classical music, that sort of thing. You want to keep it soft and relaxing and encouraging. So yes, probably the Twin Peaks soundtrack on a loop. Sounds good. Do you serve alcohol or coffee? Is the next question. And to that, I say yes, but with a caveat. Um, I would like the bookstore to have a bar. That bar would be after the cash wrap. After you've made your purchase, you could then enter the bar area and order a drink, sit, talk, maybe browse your purchase. But yeah, no drinks in the store itself, because liquids and books, they're not friends. Let's see. The next question is, are patrons encouraged to linger? And that kind of goes back to the alcohol question. Yes. Yes, I love it when, customers hang out, talk books, talk about their life, how books influence their life. And yeah, I always encourage that sort of thing. I like to connect with book people. And so yes, we'll have comfortable seating, but of a vintage variety. And I mean, again, ideally, the lingering mostly takes place after purchase. But you know, I'm there to build connections with people. So, is there live entertainment? Absolutely. I'm something of a musician myself. I enjoy live music. I want poetry readings. I want book signings. And I want bands that have a literary bent on a stage entertaining. I'm thinking of people like one of my favorite bands right now is Cricket Blue, and they are very literary. Um, just lovely music kind of sweeping. They would be ideal in a setting like that. And yeah, so yeah, please more of that. Where is your bookstore located? I think they're shooting for what city, rural? Yeah, absolutely in a very, very, very small town. I don't like cities. I don't like large groups of people. I don't like congestion. And so, yes, a very small town with a beautiful, weird bookstore. That's what I look for in the real world, and that's what I would want to create. How does your bookstore look from the outside? That's a great question. In my little fantasy world, I've kind of got my eye on a spot, right? So there's an old bar, and it would be an ideal bookstore with some money to throw at it to expand and accentuate. But it's an old, it's built in like the 1850s, and yeah, so I want it to look old and weathered and worn, like a well loved book. And hey, I want it to have a little bit of a gothic feel to it as well. So there'd be little additions that I would make. But yes, spooky, I think, is the word I'm looking for. What is your specialty? Now, that's a good question because ideally you're going to appeal to a large number of people. Now, I like the idea of high end, vintage, antiquated books. But I also know that that's a slim market. So I would have at the front of the store books for everyone. Just well curated classics, young adult, great fiction, the whole gambit. But then I would also have a section of the leather bound sort of books that for collectors, and they would be carefully curated, protected, preserved. And then I would also have a section of the store by appointment of antiquated occult books, grimoires, and the like. That's my real passion, and so having a curated section, kind of set apart from everything else, that would be ideal for me. So specialty, yes, sort of, but also something for the masses. And finally, what's the name of your bookstore? I've already worked on, with branding Attic Pages. I like the name. I'd probably stick with that. Although there's a part of me that would love something something a little more esoteric, perhaps. Yeah, let's stick with Attic Pages and go from there. So that's the 9 questions for the If I Owned a Bookstore. And yeah, who knows? Maybe someday, maybe in my retirement, we'll see this kind of come to fruition. But for now, you can come see me at Hoosier Books and Media at 804 East Lion Street. Usually the first weekend of every month. We do have a book sale coming up October 3rd and 4th, and then again October 31st and November 1st, from 9 to 5. Come out and see me. We've got books, thousands and thousands of books. All right, till next time, I'll be in the shadows if you need me.